Part 3 of racism and stereotyping. Excuse me. Sorry. Stereotypes and fears are the foundation that breed racism. And we tend to not, we don't want to address them. We don't want to look at them. We don't want to understand that they're not all true. They're not all acceptable. The thing with a stereotype and the fear that it breeds is what brings hatred to the world. Alright? Let's say a lot of short people are in really bad shape. Yeah. A lot of tall people are in really bad shape. These are stereotypes that, you see a big tall guy and you think that he's going to be a bully. Oh, he's like 9 feet tall. He's a bully. I'm going to make sure I avoid him. That 9 foot tall guy could be your best friend for the rest of your life. So that when you're bullied by taller people than you but shorter than him, all he has to do is stand there like a tree. And they'll be thinking that shit over. No. A lot of people think small people aren't dangerous. A lot of people throughout history who were dangerous were small. I.e. Napoleon. Most of the tyrants in the world were between 5'6" and 6 feet. Depending on what tyrant you are referring to. Not Napoleon. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Napoleon was at least 5'7". So that doesn't make him exceptionally short. It just made him short for people in his time. Unless Napoleon was technically 5'5" or 5'3", then Napoleon would be short because I'm only 5'3" and a half. But the army didn't do that half. It's like you're either 5'3" or you're 5'3". That's pretty much it. So, stereotypes. Chinese stereotypes about eating cats and loving rice. Not all Chinese people are Chinese people. You may be talking to someone who's from Vietnam. It's just right down the river. You may be talking about somebody who's Korean, which is just right down the river. You may be talking to someone who's Japanese, which is across a little ocean. Their cultures aren't that different, but they're not exactly the same. But we let our stereotypes make us say bad things about people who, the only stereotype I know for sure that is true from the Asians that I met, are the Asians are exceptionally polite. I don't see a problem with them being exceptionally polite. In fact, we love politeness. And now, over there, they probably see stereotypes about us Americans being brash, rude, ignorant, and having no honor. And unfortunately, they're probably 1,000% right. But this is what leads to racism. Why does it lead to racism? Because how many times have you looked at somebody black and said, I don't like that nigger? How many times have somebody white been looked at by you and you said, I don't like that redneck? Or you might call him something else in the words that start with an H and ends with an Anki. TV teaches us racism. George Jefferson, always calling Mr. Bentley or Tom a honky. Now, they never retaliated with the word nigger. Never. I ain't never seen an episode of The Jeffersons where Tom or Mr. Bentley came out their mouth and said, George Jefferson, you're a nigger. They've never done that. And I thank them for that. Now, they have had racist episodes and racist innuendos on Sanford and Son and The Jeffersons and Different Strokes and even The Facts of Life. The problem is, the TV outlet is to teach us how to deal with it in a peaceful manner. Now, here's real life. And in real life, when you went to school and they showed you roots, all of my white friends didn't want nothing else to do with me. Gets better. All of my black friends didn't want nothing else to do with me once they found out that my mom looks white. And it's been a thing that has come back to bite me in the ass on multiple occasions. The problem is simple. We're all human. We have different ethnicities. We have different cultures. We have different beliefs, whether they be religious, spiritual, or just all-out factual. No one wants to address this. So let me address it for you. If you don't wash your ass, you stink. It doesn't matter what goddamn color you are. If you don't brush your teeth and take care of your plaque, your breath is bad. Again, it doesn't matter what color your ass is. If you don't take care of your bodily functions, your body will shut down. If you don't exercise, you will become flabby. If you don't stay in shape, you will die younger than you normally are. And guess what? It does not discriminate. Whether you are tall or small, fat or thin. If we don't do the right things, we're going to die. And death don't discriminate on anybody's color. Nowhere. If you're going to die at your time, it's going to go. And here's that thing. Everyone knows a stereotype about everyone else's race, but do you know a stereotype about your own? What about the stereotype on mixed people? Okay, here's one I've heard. You guys are going to like this. Hey James, you don't look black. But I bet you're black where it counts. Yeah. Don't think that I haven't heard that. Don't think that I haven't said that. Because I have. When someone asks me, are you sure you're black? I say, yeah, I'm black. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. Why would I not be sure? Because you don't look black. So then out of anger, my response is, I'm black where it counts. Without doing that. Now, that's happened. So, you know, you have to go through life dealing with stereotypes. You have to go through life and think for a New York minute. How did we get to racism? We got through stereotypes. Because all it takes is for one person to hate one person because of their culture, because of their height, because of their ethnicity, because of something that one of those people that person comes from did something to someone else. Did not just hurt them, but it hurt their family. And so their family becomes Hatfield and McCoy-like to other ethnicities. Well, this black guy screwed me out of this job. I needed this job. The black guy was overly qualified, but the black guy don't have no family. I got 7 kids that I gotta feed. And this black guy just came in, he's 19 years old. I'm 32, and he got this job. I'm not black, I'm a white man. I should have the job. Why does the black guy get the job? It happens. The script's reversed too, because it happens to black guys. I'm 41. This 18-year-old just fresh out of school got management. Now he's over top of me and think he know everything. Talks to me like I'm a dog. I can't afford to quit my job because I got nowhere else to go. I don't have another talent. I have to do this job. But the first thing he does is he's going to hate the white kid because the white kid got the job. And then it happens where, let's say, the guy that's getting the job is getting it over a Mexican, a white, and a black person. Now all 3 of them hate him. So they're driving home. See somebody who's just like him walking in the street. I hate that wetback. I hate that gook. I hate that chink. I hate that jab. I hate that fucking slope. I hate that nigger. I hate that honky. I hate that redneck. And all because of one person from one of those cultures. My floor is cracking, by the way. Just in case y'all heard that thinking it was fart, but it wasn't. All it takes is one person from one ethnicity to fuck it up for everyone else. And that's exactly what happened. And that's exactly why we have racism. And because of the simple fact that no one wants to sit on their asses in a room where they can feel safe, because hatred builds more hatred. And hatred overflows. And when it overflows, it becomes a clusterfuck that leads to people getting plowed over by their cars over fucking statues. We as people need to grow the fuck up for one. We need to stop judging people by their ethnicity. We need to understand that there are assholes and good and evil people in all life forms, whether you are human or not. If you're an asshole or not. But your reflection on what I do affects everything that mixed people do. Or your reflection on what black people do affects everything that happens to black people. Your reflection on what white people do affects everything that happens to white people. And there are an equal amount of races across the goddamn board. There are an equal amount of white people who hate black people and black people who hate white people, and both of those people who hate Asian people. There's an equal amount. All over. And most of this shit happens because of stereotypes. And because we want to believe the stereotypes are real instead of going out and making friends. The main reason why racism exists is because how many black friends do you have? How many white friends do you have? How many Asian friends do you have? Do you have associates or do you have friends? Do you actually go out and hang with these people for a day in their world where their family may accept you into their house, but as soon as you leave, uh, that nigger smells like cottage cheese. Or the Asian person leaves, whew, that Asian person smells like chick fried rice. Or salmon, or salmon, or whatever the fish is that everybody likes to eat. You know, and this is the thing about that. You know, we let stereotypes lead us into shit that becomes hatred. And then when we watch TV about how certain people do this, or when we teach our children of people burning crosses in their yards and shit like that, these are the things that lead us to hate. The human population is not as big as you think. And as long as we're killing each other off, blacks killing blacks, blacks killing whites, blacks killing Asians, Asians killing Asians, Asians killing whites, whites killing whites, whites killing blacks, whites killing Asians. As long as we're all killing each other off, we don't have any worries because we're all killing each other off. Now before I go, because I don't want to make a fourth video, I'm going to touch on 3 incidences that has just really destroyed my black people. DC Sniper. When 9/11 happened, black people were off the hook for once. For once. DC Sniper put us right back on the top of the block. Move a few years further, something else that puts us back on the chopping block. School shooting involving a black kid, killing kindergartners. Oh, why'd that black kid have access to a gun? It's all over the place. Number 3, more recent. Black kids go to China. They got money. Let's do some Louis Vuittons. These Louis Vuittons. But we have money. Louis Vuittons. We have money. Louis Vuittons. We have money. Our dad is the king of ballers. I'm just going to take these glasses. Walk up the stage still. They hit a step troll, got them out. Now, let's go with the white people for going to the church in Korea and losing that young man out on Morenbeer's life. First off, the people he went to church with let him down. I don't care where you are. If you're going to a foreign country, you respect their laws. You respect their rules. If you go to Singapore and you can't chew gum and throw that shit out on the ground because that's a $1,000 fine, you better believe that you either about to swallow that shit or find a trash receptacle. Don't throw that shit in the trash. You're visiting. And visiting and being a guest does not give you the right to fucking do what you want. You must have respect. The young man that I mentioned, he tried to allegedly steal a poster. I just say it to y'all. Technology works wonders. You know, take a picture of the poster. These memory cards and Kinkos, print the shit out 50 cents. At best. Propaganda poster. He had no business touching it. And they gave him a hard time for that shit. And people want to know why I'm never going to Singapore or to North Korea or any of that shit. I don't know what laws I'm going to break by accident. So fuck no, I'm going to stay the hell at home. Now, here's the thing. I got a foul mouth. I don't do drugs. I may drink a little bit of alcohol, which is technically a drug, occasionally. But I own my shit. I'm not going to go to the Philippines or China or anywhere and not find out about these laws before I get there. If this is my hotel, and this is where I gotta go, right there, it's in walking distance. And if I can get a hotel by the airport, that's where I'm getting my hotel. So that here's where we go. I get on a tour. It goes down to wherever part of China I'm going to see. It brings my black ass back. When my tour is up, when I've been there and I've seen what I want to see. Let's say I want to go to the Forbidden City. So I got to get on a tour. I got to get on a bus. I got to go to the Forbidden City. I got all day at the Forbidden City. I got to be out of there by a certain time. You better believe my ass going to be out there a half hour before that time is up. Get back on my bus to wherever it's supposed to take me and get my ass back to the hotel. I'm done. If I want to take pictures, if I want to buy shit, souvenirs, they have shops for that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not just going to take something. That's how shit gets happening. When it's time for me to go, I know what's in my bag. I'm packing lightly. Anything that I didn't pay for is not going in that bag. It's not going to be there. Because one, when I get my bag, you better believe I'm going through my bag as many times as it takes to make sure everything in my bag is mine, so I don't be smuggling nothing or doing nothing stupid when I leave the goddamn country. You understand? I want to be able to come back. Well, we go to places and we do things where the next thing you know, Americans are not allowed to go there anymore because one of us has fucked something up for all of us. Henceforth, those glasses. Henceforth, that poster. Henceforth, if you're going to do stuff, it's going to reflect the actions of how everybody is going to see your people, then don't do it. No. If you get off a plane and it's a no smoking, put your fucking cigarette out. Don't just be like, well, fuck you, I'm an American, I pay for this cigarette, watch me smoke the motherfucker. You're fucking it up for everyone else. This is why we have racism. This is why, because people do what the fuck they want and they don't want to pay for it. They don't want to address the fact that if you were asked politely not to do something, why should they have to ask you twice? Too much like work. I've been to Canada. I love Canada. I've only been to Toronto, never been to Vancouver. Would love to have an acting job and work in Toronto or Vancouver. Whoever wants to give me a job if you're watching. But my entire time I went there, not one time have I heard the following words. I've never heard, hey nigger. I've never heard, hey half-breed. And I have never heard, get the fuck out of here. Go back home, Yankee. Ain't never heard none of that. What I have heard is, how are you doing, Mr. Williams? Who are you mixed with? How do you like our country? My answers are, I'm doing well. I'm partially Native American. And I love your country. Oh yeah, it's also fucking cold here in the summertime. Outside of that, it's probably been the best place I've ever been in my life. You know, never heard any racial slurs in the parts that I've been in. I've been treated very well by Koreans up there. I've been treated very well by Chinese up there. I haven't met any First Nation people up there. But the places I've been for the Etobicoke Choke Gym and all that, I've been treated fairly nice. Now, like I said, racism is only a systemic problem, but it's a big problem in America because no one, as I end this video, no one, not blacks, not whites, not Asians, not Mexicans, not anyone in the American demographic, want to take 4 people from each nation, park their asses in a room, sit down, and put everything on the table. Yeah, we can have security to break shit up. But if you get 2 men from each nation and 2 women from each nation, so did you have male and female point of view? So you got 4 whites, 4 blacks, 4 Asians, 4 Mexicans, 4 whatever the fuck else, all on the table that accommodates them all, or all at separate tables with security, and let everyone address what we hate about each other. I can almost guarantee you, we'll find out what we like about each other more than what we hate about each other. But no one wants to do that. No one wants to address the fact that we all have to wash our ass and brush our teeth. We all have to wipe our asses when we take shits. Most of us, not women, but most of us men, have to shake it at least twice when we take a piss to get the drips off. Women have to use toilet paper. But that being said, what do we not have in common what leads us to hate versus what we have in common which should lead us to love and end racism? But it ain't gonna happen because none of you have the balls to sit down and address it. And when I say you, I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the people at the head of the table. The ones running the country. The ones that can make a difference. The ones that have the power to put a stop to racism shit in general. I'm not saying we go all out Judge Dredd on everybody. Oh, you don't like racial people. 25 black people, 4 white people. They're all cussing. Kill them all. I'm not saying do that. I'm saying everybody sit down and talk. But more importantly, listen and hear what you're listening to. Or hear and listen to what you're hearing. There is a difference between listening and hearing. Alright? Because you hear all the time. But if you're not listening, if you're not hanging on every word that's coming out of someone's mouth, then you're not learning. And if you're not learning, you're not trying to fix the problem. And the problem with America is, we're racist because we choose not to listen. We're racist because we don't choose to take action until someone dies because of something racist, or because someone gets hurt because of something racist. And then I'll make another video. Apparently, 3 videos isn't enough.